Listen, season 3. By the way, season 3, episode 3. Episode 2 ended with Butch punching Huey in the mouth.
Yes.
For being like, yo, don't ever fuck with my shit, because he was going to shoot the Fem's brother.
And he pushed him, yep.
Right. And so, the beginning of episode 3 with them on the boat.
Mm-hmm. And the video.
Butcher is like, and Butcher comes out to be like,
bro, how long you gonna be mad?
And then this motherfucker trying to fight Butcher. I have never laughed so hard. I trying to see a motherfucker fight another motherfucker. But
Bro,
you don't know how to fucking
he threw a punch and I know in his mind he said, ow. When he hit him with that punch, not the nigga that got punched, the dude punching. After he threw that punch, I know he said, ow.
Oh, that hurt.
Damn, that face is hard.
The thing is that Butcher just kind of looked at him like
what is, like, confused. Es fue una trompa. ¿Qué pasa?
He's like, huh?
Oh shit!
Oh, that
funny.
shit was fucking fantastic.
That was it. Yo, not for nothing. Episode 3 was by far my favorite.
Yo, and that's why when you texted me and you were like, "Oh, I fell asleep watching episode 3," I said, "Oh, that's not good." And I said, "I'm gonna hold back on my feelings on episode 3 until you're finished, because I love that episode 3. To me, was the best one so far."
And that's why the 3 stars bothers me, because I felt like the other 2 weren't bad episodes. The first episode was good. I don't know. I felt like it was alright. Whatever. But yeah, continue.
I think that I have a note here about Homelander eating breakfast with the
milk thing, bro. At breakfast,
that bothered me, bro.
It's bothering me a lot. It's bothering me a lot, like creepy vibes, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to change that. That shit is very weird. You know, like,
it's really creepy, dude. And the whole thing, like, you're absolutely right.
Weird,
I do remember feeling like with this milk, but he's scaring me. Like, he's scaring the shit out of me. I think he's way too like somebody needs to bring him down to reality. Like, something needs to happen to him quickly. Because he really is in a place where he's frightful.
And he's like a ticking time bomb more than ever, though.
Yeah,
because
bro.
Before it was like he had somewhat control of his anger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, now it's like his anger is driving him. Before it was his anger. Before it was his arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I can do whatever I want. Now he's just mad and scorn.
Bro, so fucking scary. So fucking scary. My next note here, because I laughed out loud. This guy coming in and they basically making the JLA movie from...
Yeah. He says...
And I was dying, bro. I was dying. I couldn't handle it, bro. I was just like, are they for real with this shit? Fucking hilarious.
And I was telling my girl, I'm like, do you see what they're doing here? I'm like, yo, they're showing you that they don't save. They really don't do anything. And anytime they ever saved something, it was a PR attempt. You know what I'm saying? Or it was a movie.
Every time. Well, in season 1, they do that whole thing with the airplane.
Yep.
Where they're like,
But didn't Homelander create that kind of, sort of?
Well, Homelander came in and he was like, we could lift the plane, we could do blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, didn't he burn through the pilots? Is that what happened?
Yeah, didn't he cut like the wings or some bullshit, bro? He did some foul shit, bro. And they were happy to see him, and then they weren't.
And then poor Maeve that wanted to save that little girl, and he was like, that little girl saw everything that happened here.
Yep.
She needs to fucking go.
She needs to go.
And so he's always been that fucking scary now that I'm thinking about it. It's just that in this
season...
It's
in Front Street right now. It's driving him.
Yeah, like you're right. Like the difference is that before he was a little. Not, it wasn't that he was contained. It was that he was content with keeping it behind. Now he's in a place where he's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Especially after they successfully dropped they have Compound V. And it was crazy because Homelander knew, right, about Compound V.
Well, he had spread it around to make people have it so they can create supervillains. Homelander wanted to really show, like, let something happen somewhere else, and I will really show up like Superman, scoop it, kill that motherfucker, and then people will really say, "Oh, you."
Yeah, because that's what they were doing. They were creating bad guys so they can fight. So
But Vought was doing that. See, like the thing is that Vought has an exchange thing. Like they're like, all right, you're gonna be a bad guy. Your name is gonna be blah blah blah. And this is what you're gonna do. And then people kind of acted it out. Like the whole thing is acting. Mm-hmm. So unless there's like a thief or something, but Homelander was just spreading the shit to be like, I hope somebody comes up with superpowers, because then we really have a supervillain. And you see, that's the thing about him being like, I like the word supervillain, not super terrorist. Supervillain is a good word. Like, and it just sells.
And it's not, and it goes back to that fighting. And I'm doing the super terrorist sounds like a common. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like a common person is a terrorist. A villain has powers. A villain is something only a superhero can fight off,
can defeat, right? Mm-hmm. This is a great point here that I loved. So the news come out that Vought uses the Compound V, and that they're being exposed, right? And A-Train comes to Starlight and he's like, "You did this.
What the fuck did you do?"
Right. And she's like, well, and he's like, bro, you never fuck with the money, which is the point that you made earlier. And she's like, well, there's bigger things than money.
He's like, you just don't get it. And he sits down like his world is about to end.
And she's like, well, that's so interesting. That's so powerful, because that's about the racial divide in America. It's about the systematic racism. It's about the idea that somebody whose only chance of being better than is being this.
Being yep.
And that's why he takes all of the fucking enhancement drugs and all of that, because he can never come down from it. He needs to be on top.
He needs to be at 1,000 all the time.
But fuck, man, if you don't put this in context, in contrast with what's actually happening
in the world, yo,
bro, what a powerful statement about that divide. Even though, by the way, Starlight is right. Starlight is doing something to.
Oh yeah, she's like, forget the money.
Right.
What about being actual heroes?
What about being a real human being when you don't take a child and you lie to them for their entire fucking life? Mm-hmm. What about that point? And A-Train is like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, what matters is that I'm out of the hole and you don't see it. What a great fucking dude! And it's one sentence.
Yeah. Yep. It's the emotion, yo. He sits down. Somebody who's always on his feet and is always going. You know what I'm saying? He has to sit down because he's just like, yo, you about to bring us all back. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come on.
You don't know. Fuck, dude. So strong, so powerful. Here's a thought that I wrote down here, and it probably should be later on, but I'm gonna bring it now because this is when I wrote it, and it's because Homelander is sitting talking to his kid, and he's telling him like, yeah, come on, you got these powers, you're a great kid.
You're my child.
Do you think Butcher is willing to kill that kid?
No. Why? Because he loves his He loves his wife. And his wife loves... Because he's doing all of this for her. He can literally forget about her and chill.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I know you're right about that point. But what about that kid? 'Cause that's the Homelander's kid.
He looked like him.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how that feels. By the way, I applaud how they portray whoever wrote that Homelander scene with that kid before he throws him off the roof has a complete understanding of what an abusive parent is like.
Yeah.
Complete.
And the words that they use, you know what I'm saying? Watch out, you ain't an abusive parent yourself. And you just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the idea of like, well, you know, here's a lesson, quote unquote, but you're still doing what I told you to do, even if it's gonna hurt you. So boom. And when he pushes him back, what I found interesting is that he says, "Get the fuck out of here!" He cursed, and Rebecca looks at the kid and goes like, kind of like, "What do I do?" And it's for the first time I think she's realizing like, "Fuck,
I'm losing.
This is his son.
Yep.
Like I couldn't handle this kid if he got pissed
if he
off
turned
like
to that." Yep.
How do you spank a kid like that? You know what I mean?
Shit.
What do you do?
What do you do?
You're not playing Nintendo, so you can be like,
and you
give
saw
me
it.
2 Nintendos.
and you saw it when I love how they did that, yo, because it would have been so corny if he would have threw him off and he would have flew. I like the fact that he threw him off. He didn't fly nothing. He was like a rock. You know what I'm saying? Bum. But then the anger in him is what exposed his power. Yeah. And you saw fucking Homelander. Homelander was like if the kid told him, "I love you." He was like, yes.
Yo, Homelander came in his pants, bro. He was like, "My kid is here."
Yeah. Evil. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I really don't know see, this is the thing that made it for me, the difference between the comic book and the show. This is so huge. So huge. This is so big. This entire thing with Homelander and his kid, and that the kid is Rebecca's kid, and that Rebecca is Butch's wife. Like, this is so complex in so many ways, and things like this that you didn't expect to see, like what that relationship with his kid would be like, how that affects Rebecca, and really, what can she do? Because she's really
you saw she called. Like, you saw she called, and they were like, he knows about it. Keep him happy. Click. Right. Literally. Your problem. Click.
He'll get born and go away at some point. Yep. That's what they said to her. And it seems to me like that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's so powerful. It's so strong, the idea of their exchange.
That's it, and then just the idea that he might not get bored of him, and the idea that if he does, you know what I mean?
What if he decides she's the one ruining his relationship with that kid?
Yep, and he's like, yo, I don't want a middleman no more.
Yo, but what can she do? Because she's trying as. You know, like, she's being as strong as she can and being like, "I want you out of my house." And then he's like, "What the fuck is you going to do?"
Do you think she reaches out to Butcher in the future, like this season?
Maybe, possible. I'm not quite sure how she would reach him or how she could get in touch with him. She obviously still loves him.
Yep. She keeps a picture. She has a picture of them.
Right. And that scared me too.
Secret place.
What's that?
In a not so secret place.
Right. That scared me too, that he found that picture, because I was like.
What's scary was how Vought has them bugged. Like, she's not free.
No.
And now, but now the thought that she is not free is more present in her face.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's such a complex, very good aspect of this story because it brings so many questions and there is so uncomfortable. There's no real comfortability on dealing with it. Like he says to her, like when Homelander says to Rebecca, like, what happens when he finds out that you've kept him in this prison and he doesn't want to be here anymore? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, there's a lot of that is truthful, dude. That is a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary, dude. It's legit.
Yeah,
legit scary.
Yeah, no, and it's just with him, you just don't know, because like you said, what if he gets bored, and what if he doesn't, and what if he doesn't want Rebecca no more in the picture, and what if he wants her? You need like it's just with him, it's just crazy.
By the way, Huey calling Starlight after she put out the video and calling her and be like talking about the song and be like, you're my light, whatever he was saying.
No, he wants to be Billy. He wants her to be his Billy Joel. You're my Billy Joel.
Yo, what? He's like the friend that you want to slap. That's why I understand Butcher so much sometimes. He's like, buddy, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, you're like, ugh.
Cringe, dude.
Yo.
Cringe. I wrote that cringe. I have cringe written here. I'm not gonna put it to the camera because it's handwritten. But I maybe I'll try. But look at that cringe. Look at the size of it. It's just like, ugh.
Yo, what do you think the church wants? That's another.
I don't know, dude. I have between Eagle and the lady and the Deep. Because are they really Vought? Like, are they controlled by Vought? Are they their own thing? Are they making their own superhero team that's outside of that? I don't know, dude. I don't know what they want. I was gonna say I wasn't scared because it's the Deep, but that whole sequence with the Deep, with the dolphins coming on or the sharks coming on and hitting the boat, that actually looked badass.
Hell
and
yeah,
then the
man.
whale pops on the
With
side
the
and you're like,
what?
this motherfucker got a whale?
Got a whole whale, bro. They ran right through him, though. That was crazy. That was a little much. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was a little much, yo. That was a little much, yo.
Yo. But the thing is that don't fuck with Butcher. Butcher will do some shit. Like he was dumb because what he should have done, the Deep, was make the whale flip the boat. Take whoever he needs to take alive and then let the rest die. But he's such a fuck up. He's such a fucking... He's so insecure right now.
That's what it is.
And he's so out of his element that
he by himself. He has to think by himself. You know what I mean? You saw you saw what after the exchange with like you said, he was kind of like faced some things because the dialogue he had with Starlight. But then I felt like he went right back into that shell when Homelander said, your fucking gills are showing. It's disgusting. Right back in there, yo.
You know, it's, again, Homelander is that abusive parent. Homelander is always keeping you in check. He's manipulating your insecurities and bringing them up so that he can always be on top, so that he's gonna say some shit. And interesting is gonna be what's gonna be interesting is when the Deep doesn't affect them anymore, or he decides I'm not gonna wear a shirt. What the fuck you gonna do about it? How Homelander is gonna deal with it?
Renew your light.
I wrote here in my notes, the Deep is actually badass.
Yeah.
For 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying, bro. He was that dude, bro. He was that dude, yo.
When the well, I'm telling you right now, when the well popped up, I said, "Oh shit!" When he was on top of the well, I was like, this motherfucker is actually badass. This motherfucker is actually badass. Like, I don't know why people pick on him, but they pick on him because he's a fucking idiot. But
and insecure. Yup.
But he really is on another level, dude. Like that whole shit, whatever. I mean, and going into Huey getting captured by Starlight and Homelander being like, kill him, and that whole sequence that happened when they're inside of the ducks, right? When they run through. By the way, going back for Huey and telling Butch, you need this kid.
Yep.
Because he's your canary. He's the thing that's keeping you going way too far. And Butcher, I think,
accepted him in that role.
No, I think he reacted to it eventually when he processed it. But at the beginning parts of it, he was just like, the fuck is you even talking about? It's when somebody tells you something way too much truth at once, and you don't really absorb it. He's like, whatever.
They gotta go home and sit on that. Yep.
Right. And by the way, the twist at the end, the twist of Stormfront. Here's my take on Stormfront, because it's something that I did not recognize. This is what I saw in episodes 1 and 2 that I didn't recognize what it was. The disingenuine persona, right? Her disingenuine MO. She legit is Homelander. You understand? She doesn't have an attitude of I don't give a fuck because she thinks she's great. She talk about PP Longstockings and all this thing, and you kind of feel like, and I know you don't know what PP Longstocking is, but I know what PP Longstocking is. Not the books, but I used to watch the TV show. But PP Longstocking, she explained it. It's like this girl that everybody made fun of, blah, blah, blah. But the idea that the way she came into that building and completely destroyed that building.
Had no motherfucking remorse for property or lives.
She just killed that whole family because they were like, yo, shut the fuck up. That's all she said. She said, stop screaming. And she kills the femme's brother, right? Boom.
Yo, amazingly too, though. Ripped his wrist out of his socket. Whatever. Do crazy, bro.
That entire sequence. And then the Homelander comes out and he's like, yo, I told you he was mine. And she says, yeah, well, you snooze, you lose, Grandpa. Like you were saying, out with the old, in with the new.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting part of it is that until that moment, I didn't realize, not for lack of them showing me, but because probably I'm too dense, that she is Homelander.
Yeah.
Like she legitimately.
My girl made a good point. She was like, "Yo," she was like, "Is there somebody worse than Homelander?"
Well, we don't know because Stormfront just came in.
That's what I'm saying. Is like she's like, "Yo, did they finally introduce somebody who we thought who introduce somebody who we hate more than the motherfucker we spent all season 1 hating?"
But the other part that's interesting too, that I found very interesting, is she uses the same tactics on him. So she kind of flirts with him at some point, right?
Yeah, because she kind of says something because he was like, oh, Vought, anti-Vought, whatever, fuck Vought. He's like, that's the last thing I would expect to come from you. He was like, well, you really don't know me. She was like, I really don't.
Bro, the idea that they made her, so this is my thing. The idea that they made her such a strong, aggressive feminist really makes sense because she's his competition. And how much more can he hate a strong, aggressive feminist? There's nothing that he could possibly hate more than a strong, aggressive feminist, specifically because
Queen Maeve doesn't challenge him at all. Neither does Starlight.
No, she's just scared of him. But this bitch came in and didn't really even. She just came in like that bitch. She was like, "Bro, you don't understand. I'm here to take your head and
your head, your spot, your money, your fame."
Bro, and I don't think I think that it's incredibly genius that her being what she is, for a guy that is abusive and always trying to demoralize and stay on top of everybody, such an abusive personality, to have that strong personality that doesn't take that abuse in any level, at no level takes it. It's insanely good. It's beyond good. It's just like this is perfect. This is exactly what needs to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but she destroyed that. Like, I knew she was an 8. I didn't think that though. That right there, that she was that, you know what I mean? Like that far right, you know what I mean? To the
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that. That caught me off surprise. Because at first, when she killed the guy, the father that was in the house, right? I was like, yo, when does Kimiko's brother have electricity? Like, it didn't hit me because I was like, nah. Like, I just thought she was just, just mean. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, she's ruthless.
Yeah, ruthless. Bro. She's that bitch, and she won't take no prisoners.
Nope. And remember, she did say, "Where is Homelander?" Because she was like, Ashley was like, "Homelander likes the script the way it is," and she was like, "Where is he?" She coming for your spot, boy.
And then she legitimately was like, let's change some of this shit so that the females come up. So she's obviously talking about herself.
Yo.
Put myself on top.
Yo. That's what she means by the females. She means her.
Not the rest of the females.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
I am the female.
What an incredible fucking set of episodes.
Yeah.
What a fucking bang
great
to begin with, dude.
Great beginning arc.
And everything is set in a way that you kind of know how it's gonna go, obviously, but how the fuck is it gonna end?
Exactly.
Like, what's gonna happen here? What exactly is gonna happen?
What's gonna happen with the church? What's gonna happen with Vought? What is happening with the Seven? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? There's a lot of shit was happening with the boys. There's a lot of shit. I can't wait for all of that to just... You know what I mean? All that to hit at one time. It's just gonna be like, whoa.
I will tell you this. I know because of the trailers, and I looked at the trailers a lot. I know that the Homelander and Stormfront are gonna fight.
Oh yeah. That's gonna happen.
But I don't know how it's gonna turn out. But what my one thing is
and
that
is it gonna be a public fight?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be like.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, does the public get to see the Seven fighting, and is it bad for Vought, or are they just gonna go scrap somewhere real quick and one person gonna come back?
Right. I think that's gonna be more likely. It's either gonna be one person's not gonna come back, or she's gonna beat the Homelander but not kill him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to submit to her and then come back from that. I really...
And the crazy part is I don't see her losing. Because I feel like there's something in Homelander that doesn't have him on his A game.
Yeah, I think he's off by the kid, by the situation, by killing
the
that
lack
lady.
of control, bro. The lack of control. And she's fresh. She's confident. She's young. She's arrogant. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. Yeah, man, sorry this episode was massively long, but we had 3 episodes to digest.
For real.
So, by the way, Amazon, stop dropping 3 episodes at a time, please.
Yeah, drop them all so then we can just, do it.
Yeah, just talk about the season or
right,
do them one at a time, motherfuckers. Because this shit long. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see how this
when does this drop? When do they drop officially? Like what day?
I think Fridays.
Coñazo, Friday. I was hoping it was Monday.
You hoping it be what? Thursday?
Hoping it was Monday.
Oh.
Because tomorrow's Monday.
No, you gotta wait. You're gonna have to wait. But yeah, thank you for hitting like, hitting subscribe.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Thank you for listening to us, and we'll be back soon. We're gonna be wearing the same clothes the next episode you see. Maybe I show my gut. I don't know. You don't know. Come by and watch.
That's the end of the video, and bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.